Hey y'all, welcome back. Today we're kicking off a 2-day motorcycle trip centered around some of Colorado's most interesting and beautiful spots. From Rifle, we hopped on I-70 to make our way through the mountains towards Breckenridge. If you've ever taken this stretch of highway, you know just how beautiful it is riding along the winding Colorado River surrounded by mountains and canyons. Hitting the interstate is far from my favorite, but if I have to hit the meat slab, I'm glad it's this beautiful. So we made a quick pit stop in Eagle just to grab, drinks, snacks, use the restroom before we head over Vail Pass. Next stop is Breckenridge. As we climb in elevation, the landscape starts to change. Rifle sits in more of a high desert climate, but the higher we get, the more pine trees we see, cooler air, and of course, those big Colorado mountain peaks popping into view. The whole ride is just a reminder of how diverse the scenery can be in just a short amount of time. Eventually, we roll into Breckenridge. It started as a gold rush town back in 1859, and today it's known for world-class skiing, mountain biking, festivals, and art. But on this trip, we had one mission: to find the famous Breckenridge Troll. Isaac Hartstone. He's a 15-foot wooden troll tucked away in the forest, created in 2018 by Danish artist Thomas Danbo. Danbo builds these giant trolls all over the world using recycled wood and scrap materials. The name Hartstone comes from a heart-shaped rock that a local child gave him, which Danbo built right into his chest. Isaac was so popular that when he first appeared, he had caused some chaos. Traffic, crowds, people wandering through neighborhoods, so the town had to move him to his own trail in 2019. The hike itself is short, only about a quarter mile from the parking lot, but you can loop it into a mile if you want to explore more trails. Definitely worth the stop if you're in Breck. And honestly, who doesn't want to say they found a giant troll hiding in the Colorado mountains? Next, we headed south over Hoosier Pass into Fairplay. Sitting at nearly 10,000 feet, Fairplay is an old mining town with some serious Wild West vibes. Fun fact, Fairplay is home to South Park City, a recreated 1880s mining town museum. And yes, the TV show is loosely based on the area. The museum wasn't on today's list of stops, but we did grab a hearty lunch here to fuel up before our next leg. After Fairplay, the ride got, interesting. The ominous clouds opened up and we got slammed by a nasty rainstorm on our way to the Royal Gorge Bridge. By now, it was miles later, and we thought we were in the clear when the rain returned and was so heavy, we had to pull over just a few miles before the bridge and jump into the truck to wait it out. Definitely not the kind of adventure we planned, but hey, that's all part of motorcycle touring, right? Once the storm passed, we hopped back on the bikes and made our way to the Royal Gorge Bridge. arrival, we found out that the storm had actually knocked out power, and that meant we couldn't walk across the bridge, which was a bit of a bummer. The Royal Gorge Bridge is one of the highest suspension bridges in the world, sitting at 956 feet above the Arkansas River. Built in 1929, it's an absolute engineering marvel. Even though we couldn't go farther than the parking lot, the views from the area were still incredible. So we snapped some photos and soaked it all in. Even from the rim, the gorge is jaw-dropping. And now it's time to find our hotel. We're headed into Canon City, and that's when I spotted a sign for Skyline Drive.
Skyline Drive, isn't that tall one that's on the like cliffs on both sides? It is, I think. Oh, I didn't know that was down here.
I had no idea it was right here. Skyline is this crazy one-way road built along a razor-thin edge in 1905 by prison labor. Speaking of prison, one thing you can't miss is the big prison complex right along the highway. Canon City is known as the prison capital of Colorado, with more than a dozen correctional facilities in the area. The most famous one is the Colorado Territorial Correctional Facility, which actually dates back to 1871, making it the oldest prison in the state. It's wild to think about. This quiet little town has been home to Colorado's prison system for over 150 years. And today, the Department of Corrections headquarters is right here too. It's definitely not your average roadside sight when you're rolling in town on a motorcycle trip.
Have you ever heard of that thing called Skyline Drive? And it's like a real skinny road at the top of a canyon? We passed it. It's right up here. I want to go so bad, but not right after rain. Sunrise ride? We gotta wake up early.
We unloaded the bikes and started in to get checked in for the night, when we realized that our hotel has a neat little history of famous actors staying here while filming old westerns in the area. John Wayne, Charles Bronson, and others. Some of the room doors even have plaques with celebrity names. So we just made it to our hotel, which is actually kind of cool. It's just a Quality Inn, and it's a really old building, but apparently there's been a lot of people that are famous that have stayed here. So there's people like John Wayne, Goldie Hawn, Sam Elliott, etc., that have all stayed in this hotel, and they actually put them on the outside of the doors. We did not get that lucky. We got Levi over there on his phone to get like a cool room, but it's a neat little place to stay for the night. So we're gonna look up some food, probably hop in the truck to head over and get something to eat before everything closes. But yeah, it's been a great ride. That rain was a lot. Poor Levi had nothing on but a t-shirt and some jeans and Jordans. T and I weren't much better in like flannels and hoodies and jeans. It didn't last very long. We hid in the truck for a little while until it blew over, and then went and saw the Royal Gorge Bridge. It was closed because the storm caused a power outage, so we weren't actually able to go inside, but it's still a beautiful view, and we're definitely I'm gonna come back one day and go over the bridge. Tomorrow morning, we think we're gonna leave just a little early and go over Skyline Drive. I did not know that this is down here, so it was not on our itinerary, but it's like the must-have for motorcycles, and it will fit the truck behind us. And it's 2.9 miles, I think it is, of just a one-way, very narrow road that looks over Canon City and all the mountains. And so I'm super stoked to go up there and check it out. It's one lane, and it's like steep hills and cliffs on either side for the majority of it, from my understanding. So it's gonna be a great time. And then we'll see the castle in the morning, and we will also and then we'll make our way up through Buena Vista, Leadville, Minturn, and cruise on home, and maybe make some pit stops that we see along the way. The fun part about this trip is it's just a few of us, and we get to make the rules as we go along. We have a itinerary, but we have a little extra time, and we're not in a rush to get home necessarily. We might make some extra stops. Anyways, just in case, like and subscribe, follow along on our trip, and bye y'all.
I can't get that.
Okay, hold on.
I'm coming.